all different types of industries. And so when that happened, I wanted to have where we were able to really put in place a number of things, especially now related to AI. And I do see that we're live streaming now. So I'm just going to say, hey, everybody. My name is Dr. Krystylle Richardson, and I am the AI safety doctorate. I am also a financial protection strategist. So I want to welcome you to the show today and just say that we are just excited and privileged to be here with Dr. Som, Professor Som, and YPN. And I want to just say that God has given me a strategy related to not just how to use AI, but in relation to AI safety. So a lot of people want to use it, but who's talking about the governance? Who's talking about compliance? Who's talking about what we need to do to protect ourselves? Now, some people think that they are protecting themselves by just saying that they're not using it. But do you know it's already forced upon us in so many different ways that we don't even know behind the scenes that we're using it? And we're going to get into that conversation of what that actually means and why I wrote this series of books for AI for beginners. This AI for beginners series, I'll just touch on for a moment, is to give people the groundwork, the foundation for what's coming next in the various platforms that God has given me related to AI safety. So as we get into this, I want you to know that this is for you. This is for your children. This is for your business. This is for your church. This is for the corporations. This is for anyone who's saying that they don't want to use AI. This is for anyone who doesn't even know that they're already using AI. And there's just so much to this that I was just so humbled and thankful when God just gave me this download. I immediately called His Royal Highness, Dr. Rivers, and discussed it with him and said, Dr. Rivers, wow, this is big. This is big. And so I talked to him about one of the other books that's coming out related to AI civility and how we need to keep the human and humanity in what we're doing from an AI perspective. And so with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to you as the host and have you do whatever you want to do to have this book launch. I'm so excited about this launch. Just going on and on.
Thank you so much. And also for those who are just joining us, who are like, oh, what's happening here today? I just want to tell you that, let me start by saying that for those who are watching for the first time, we are here. My name is Dr. Akiyemi Samuel, like Dr. Krystylle introduced, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to today's official live global book launch of Dr. Krystylle. It's a groundbreaking AI in 60 minutes series by Dr. Krystylle Richardson. You all know her. So just please drop in the comment section, the city, country where you're watching us from, so that we'll be able to. And if you have any other question, you can drop your questions or fear about AI today. So please don't forget to like and share and subscribe as well. So Dr. Krystylle, I think without much ado, I want us to just move on quickly, because I know a lot of our viewers, they have a lot of questions within their mind, which I believe you've touched and you will still be able to shed more light on for viewers today. So firstly, let's go. Dr. Krystylle, what inspired you to create the AI in 60 minute series? And why do you believe this conversation is so important right now? Because the first time you shared this book with me, I'm like, what? And when I was reading through the manuscript, I'm like, what? So let's hear what you have for people about that.
That was all you had to say was what?
It was, everything. You answered all the questions that a lot of people have. Let me say the fear of a lot of people, because a lot of people above 40 still feels like AI is not for me. But you were able to shatter that. You were able to pieces all of that, and you're able to give that sense of urgency for everyone. So that's why I said, what?
Excellent. Well, thank you. So why did I do it? Did it because it just in conversations here and there, when I am talking to people, when I'm out at various events, or even like I said, at church, or if I'm leading a discussion with women about what we're doing for women of impact and innovation, and how we are just people that are living our lives daily, and hearing some of the misconceptions. So, I just hear so many misconceptions of what AI actually is. And just to let people know, and I talk about this in my book related to a historical perspective, is that AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? And so this has been used for decades and decades and decades in a lot of the things that we already do and already use. And it's just that it is now more readily available for the general public to have their hands on it and to actually utilize some of the tools and techniques, because there has now been where people have put in place ways for us to utilize it in our everyday life. So based on that, we now have where people are more fearful, some people, and other people like me, we're excited because there is so much that we have that we can do. So I am here to have where I debunk some of that, where I help people to understand some of that, and really give them a reason to go through some of the challenges that are in the books. And so it's AI in 60 minutes. And so there's various lessons that I have. Some will take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and some are things that you can do every day to bring yourself up to have a level playing field with some of the other people that are already out there that are utilizing and have utilized some of these tools and techniques, again, I say for decades. Because when we talk about robotics, when we talk about automation, when we talk about the fact that even when we use GPS or some other systems, the minute that it goes from just telling you how to get someplace to actually suggesting other routes or giving you information about the times that it's going to be higher traffic, and it just automatically makes a decision itself to send you a different way. And you're like, I can see I can get from A to B right here, but it's sending you a different way because it can see, analyze, and suggest, and not even suggest like some cars are automated now, just make you go the other way. That is the actual usage of artificial intelligence. And so we have a lot of people now are doing various things just for fun on Chat GPT, on Claude, on Gemini, on Perplexity, on Notebook, LM, and all of these different things, but not really understanding how they can go towards profit. And so I have been given the name. These are not names that I've necessarily given myself, but the untapped income coach years ago, where I'm able to just look at you, listen to you, and identify multiple streams of income. One of the topics that has been talked about in various articles, USA Today, Yahoo Finance, and others, is one thing that I teach in Innovation Centers of Excellence and Future CEOs and Training. And that is called Element 10, because I believe that we all should have 10 sustainable and substantial streams of income at any one time. 10 sustainable and substantial streams of income at any one time. Not 10 jobs, but streams of income, ways that we have money coming in so that we don't have to have lack, so that we can have enough to sustain ourselves, so that we can have where we pass on generational wealth. So there's a whole lesson related to that, but it's also related to AI. Because if there's something that you don't know, you can use the type of AI for research, or you can also use the type of AI that's actually making decisions and giving you more information than you could ever use in a lifetime. But then you can then take that and humanize it to make it into something from a profit perspective. So I don't want to necessarily give away all of what's in the books. I can't give away all of it just in these couple minutes, but there's ways that you can go from zero to AI in 60 minutes in these micro bite-sized lessons that I have in the book. So some of them have in it where it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, different things that you can implement, different things that you can learn, and make sure that you know the terminology and can use it to have where you have a better life in general, but also to have profit. That's one of the books. And then one of the other ones is things that we all need to know. And because it says what you need to know, what everyone needs to know before they fall behind. and there's still time. It's not where just because a number of people are using it, it's not because you're falling behind. Everyone has to start somewhere. And then one of the other ones is 10 fears answered, related to job laws, to identity theft, and what you need to know and what you need to do now. So that first series of 3, and there's lots more coming because there's so much to talk about. So the first portion of this series has 3 books that YPN so graciously has gone through with a tooth and comb, as they say, line by line, page by page, image by image. I'm like, no, this is the image that I want, and I want it to be this size, and the words need to be this big. No, we need to change this. We need to do that. And then they suggest something, and then they say no to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll do what you want to do. So we just go back and forth. I'm like, I thought it was my book. But they are professionals, and they give like really great insight and information as we're going through to help make it better. And on some things, I just put my foot down. I'm like, yeah, I do understand what you're saying, industry standard or whatever, but I want it to be like this. And so they end up saying, okay. But that pull and tug brought about these first 3 in this series that we have. And so I want to just thank you and give kudos to you and your team once again. It's been an exciting ride, and we have more to go.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much more that's inside of me that I just can't wait to get out.
Honestly, it was such an amazing experience working with you, because you are indeed like I call you, you are such a phenomenal leader. So I just want us to quickly wrap up on some of these key information. Now, many people are excited about AI, while others are still kind of afraid of it. And from your experience, what is the biggest misconception people have about artificial intelligence today?
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a word that's called that the word is called misconception, because a lot of what people fear is actually true, but it's a matter of what you do about it. Because it's not AI that is something that should be feared. It's the misuse of AI is what should be feared. And so it has been in existence for years and years and years. And so some people have where they are involved and have been unfortunately involved in various scams and fraud that have happened before AI became more prevalent. Because anything that we have that God can use for good, guess what? There's someone out there that can use it for bad. Okay. So the people that are the bad guys in this world are scheming and seeing that there's more that they can do, because it's easier for them to put the fraud in place, as opposed to just going ahead and using it for something that would be good, that they can still make money on, but they want to just go for the gusto and get a lot of money of other people's money that's just not right. So a lot of those fears are real fears. So what I put on top of that, under it, and beside, left and right, north, south, east, and west, is what we can do from a safety perspective to protect ourselves. So this is for the general consumer, Dr. Som, as well as for companies. God has also given me the CAI CSO organization, and that's a certification body where we are enrolling safety officers, AI safety officers, as well as ambassadors. And you can even use this to go up into the rankings of the certification program to be a program manager and actually be a chief safety officer at a company. We have all of these different levels, because I have been in quality and regulatory for over 46 years. Well, I've been in industry for over 46 years. I've been in quality and regulatory management for about 40 of those years. And so with all of what I know, working in and working for Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies all over the world, God has allowed me to put this into a framework that can allow us to help people be safer and companies to be more safe. And so why did I do that? Well, part of the reason is because, right now there's about 50% or so of people that are afraid of AI, and about 30% that's saying that they're never ever going to use it, not knowing that it's already being forced upon them and they're using it every day anyway. If you have a television, if you have a phone, if you get in a car, if you go to any event, if you get on an airplane, if you have to punch into whatever it is that you want to punch in on the phone, or accept terms and conditions, like if you have to call customer service, you're using AI. So for us to say that we're not ever going to use it, that's a falsehood. And as I guess what he mentioned, a misconception, that's a misconception, because we are being forced to use it in so many ways already because of what it is doing to make decisions for our lives. So with this safety organization, we have a number of summits coming up. One is tomorrow in across Kenya, across various areas of Africa. We have ones that we're setting up in Nigeria. We're working on ones in Liberia. We're working on some that I've already completed here with smaller groups in the United States, and moving into larger groups here in the United States. But these online summits, because I do so much work in Africa, they have taken hold of this, my student population and professor population and businesses, to have where they can be safe as well, because students are a primary target. Anyone with any kind of funds in a bank is a primary target. And guess what? Our senior citizen populations, primary targets. So when we talk about identity theft, when we talk about the fact that from just a few months ago till now, there's been a 1,200% rise in scams and fraud. This one study said a 1,200% rise in scams and fraud. And then you go to another stat and another stat and another stat. It might say that it's only 465%. That's still a lot. If it's over 0%, it's a lot, because if you're the one person that gets scammed, because guess what? Some people actually go crazy. Some people actually commit suicide, like all of these different things that happen when they lose all of their money. So Psalm and I also have been on platforms related to suicide prevention.
Absolutely.
And that is something that's very, very prevalent, related to people who are losing out because they don't know how to put these guardrails and safety nets around what it is they're doing on a daily basis. I myself have had identity theft and have had my credit cards exposed to fraud and whatnot. And so while I was doing a talk on it, this was about, I don't know, 4 years ago or whatever, while I was doing a talk on it, and everybody's clapping, I get my phone and I scroll, and there's an alert from my bank. And it wasn't that it was anybody there had done anything, but it was traced back to what happened. But I'm like, really, God, maybe you just did that so that I could tell the story that while I was giving a talk on fraud, some fraud happened to me. And so we really need to put these things in place. And I've been studying for years, and putting these guardrails in place for years. And even just our household, my husband calls me Security Jane. My name is Dr. Crystal, but he calls me Security Jane because I'm batting down the hatches and locking up this, locking up that. And wherever we go, I'm looking around. Part of it's probably from growing up in Michigan and Flint and in Detroit. You don't sit with your back to the door and all different kind of things. So I've always been security minded and have had that urgency, and am hoping that has placed me in a good position to have where I'm now able to share with everyone in all of these books related to AI safety.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krystylle. I also want to, you've talked on almost all what we want to ask, and I just want us to quickly look at cybersecurity and identity theft are becoming major concerns, though you've talked about it. What are some simple but powerful safety steps people should take while using AI platform online?
Yeah, so I can't give out everything in the book, Psalm. Now, come on.
I know. But I think,
but no. Yeah. So one simple one is, and a couple simple ones. And I was just on a platform that for Los Angeles Tribune, we just had Leadership Week, and I was on a small segment, and they were like, well, can you come back on? So later that night, they had me come on again, and it's normally like 102, 105, 1.2 or 1.5 million people that view that. So I'm hoping that a lot of people tuned into mine. But if they didn't, they have this chance right here. That these are just simple things to do, some that a lot of people haven't taken the time to do, related to setting up various alerts, whether it's in your bank account, whether it is in anything that you have financially that you're doing online, which is basically everything now. Set up alerts to know if someone is accessing it, or you can have an amount. My high withdrawal amount, some people would think it's what, $500, $1,000. No, my high amount alert on my phone so that I can be alerted is $50, 50 US dollars. If anything happens even below that, though, because some scams have where they just try out $1 or they try out something small and see if it goes through, then they do a larger amount. So it's really that you should be keeping track of any amount that's coming out of your accounts. One of the other things is we are all really, really fast when we see something that we want to do, because they make it so compelling. They make it where you have the buyer's urgency, like, oh my gosh, fear of missing out, fear of missing out. If I don't hurry up and click this button, and it's pulsating on the screen for you to click it, and then you click to go out, and it's like, well, I'm giving you one more chance. Click now, like you're going to lose out, and you're like, oh, should I not? It's the the NLP and all the different things that they have put in place related to triggering your mind to think that you're going to miss something, and then you click it, and then you click the terms and conditions button, terms and conditions, and then you get in and you're excited because now you have this new thing. Did you even read the terms and conditions? Did you even see that it was a link to another link to another link, and then it goes to something crazy, and you don't just read it and click the links that's in it. There's a specific way that I teach people how to do the review. Okay, because you obviously still have to do the review online, but I teach them how to do that so that they're not clicking on links and going into websites and opening up emails and whatnot that can then cause other things to happen to your online usage on your phone or on your computer or whatever. So there's a specific way to do those reviews that I teach people.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Krystylle. So for everyone, if you haven't ordered your copy yet, please check comment section. You're going to see the link to Amazon, which I'll be posting to secure your copy, to get your copy today. And in fact, copies. We have book 1, book 2, book 3, and more series are coming. Dr. Krystylle, we are now seeing financial protection and AI safety summit expanding across Africa and other parts of the world. Why is this movement so important? We all know it's so important, but want to know to you, why is this movement so important at this moment in history? And what impact do you see these summits fulfilling? And what other things do you expect, like in government, in businesses, schools, churches, and everyday people globally?
Yeah, I think that this is important, and I think it's important that I start with my students. I have students in the U.S., but I have mostly my heart is in Africa. So I teach 2-3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week across Africa, and with my innovation centers of excellence and future CEOs in training. And so to see students anywhere struggle, with the students that I had here in Echelon Leadership Institute, with the students that I had across the UK and Zambia, Ghana, Senegal, and not Senegal, I've been to Senegal, but Nigeria and Kenya, to see my students struggling and to see that some of them have said that they have been the victim of various attacks really has touched my heart. And the fact that, Nigeria and across Africa, a lot of the scams come from those areas. In India,
Yeah.
And so people are like, well, why are you teaching it there? Because then now they're going to know, what to do from that perspective. I'm like, look, the same thing in America. There's a lot of Americans that are scamming Americans, okay? And so that's why these books are for everyone. But I'm teaching it specifically across those platforms because those are the most students that I have access to with what I'm doing right now with my innovation curriculum, where we've already had a number of graduates with those programs. And so it's 2 9-week sessions. There's a whole 4-week session to be where they go through to get certified to the introduction to innovology that you mentioned. It's how to use your whole brain and how to use your brain to manifest positive impact in the world, and using that through your own creativity. A lot of people use their left brain or right brain. They're creative or they're analytical. But when you're able to understand how to use your whole brain, then the possibilities of what you can do are endless. And being able to have positive impact, streams of income, generational wealth is what helps us to fulfill the purpose that God has placed in us. So, going back to your question, I just feel that it's important for all of us to get this knowledge. And so I'm just super pumped, super happy that these students and these student groups have really embraced it and are doing their part. And the professors too. This one professor, like he already had, like I sent him one thing and he had this whole prospectus of a global summit that we're going to be having in October there, and not just across his university, but across other universities and related to sponsors and other organizations to partner with us. Like he just sent me a whole bunch of information because he was like, this is so needed. There's already a panel of 5 cybersecurity and AI professionals that will be on with me, 5 and counting. And so I'm just really excited, humbled that I was given this vision related to AI safety, and I'm going to do my part to make this world a better place.
Honestly, thank you so much, Dr. Krystylle. Yeah, I think we are coming to the end of today's live global book launch summit. As book launch, I'm so buzzed up for the summit. Honestly, I can't just wait. Honestly, so we're looking forward to having you in Africa. Honestly, and thank you so much for thinking of us first. Thank you for having Africa, and not just only Africa and the rest of the world, and young people as well. Thank you so much for having us alongside as you
Yeah.
work with. Yes, thank you. From day one, I've seen your passion for younger people, and I'm so excited. And I actually want to commend you for that. Thank you so much, Dr. Christie, for always looking out for young people to not continue to be a victim of cybersecurity issues and all of that. Thank you so much for allowing God to inspire you, and thank you also for allowing the Holy Spirit to use it for such a time as this. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward also to the expansion of the amazing works that is ahead of you. Seriously.
Yeah, I am too, and I'm thankful for all of what he's given me. And sometimes it feels like my brain is going to explode, but I just continue on, because part of what my vision and my mission, Dr. Psalm, is to help people to understand that it's not taking jobs necessarily. It's just that some of the skills are skills that it can do, that you can then use it to do other skills. And there are jobs, obviously, that are being lost or transitioned, but it's a matter that it's up to us to have where we find where we fit in and utilize it to create other jobs. Because part of what I do is I do use AI, and then I couple it with this humanity portion. So I'm using it to do certain things that maybe someone else used to do for me, and then having where I put the human element to hire someone else to do the second portion for me. So it's the humanizing of it. And quite frankly, with how inexpensive some of these platforms are to use, is that it then levels the playing field. Just really quickly, I want to say it levels the playing field for people who did not have where they could do certain artistic things themselves, or even some of the voiceovers, other things themselves, or pay for it, that there's ways for you to utilize it for some of it. But then again, go back and say, how can I now also use a human, or use this to increase what I'm doing with other humans, and pay other humans? And so it is not where it's all lost and should be feared. It's a transition. It's a transition. So understanding the transition and putting your creativity and your mind to work is what it's about.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to say this to everyone. Please, you need to log on to your www.amazon.com. Please get your copy today. AI in 60 minutes series. We have series 1, series 2, and series 3. And so we have all of this in one. So you can please log on, get your copy, because there is so much that Dr. Christy has poured in this book. In fact, at some point, I'm like, wow, all of this in this book. And I'm like, wow, thank you so much, Dr. Christy, for pouring your heart out. And also for this AI safety and financial protection, Dakatari, how can people be part of the AI safety? Because a lot of the world is changing so fast. And the new certification is going to be AI safety. Because if you are not AI safety driven, there are some opportunities that will just come and just flip off. So I want you to share with our viewers and those who will watch, how can they register for this certification?
Yes, thank you. So my name right here in the link is Dr. Krystylle Richardson. So it already has my website there. Is Krystylle Richardson, RICHARDSON.com. That is my website. You can go on there. You can find out more information about me personally, and also about the CAICSO certification, and contact me and ask me, when it is that I'm doing the next certification program, and when can you come to one of the summits. There's actually one that's happening tomorrow night there in Africa. There's another one happening on Friday with another group, and also here in the United States, I'm doing different things online with women, and being invited to this show and that show. So there's a lot of information that you can find out about that program.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Krystylle. So we have the website on the screen, so you can just copy the link or probably write it down, www.krystylerichardson.com. So there you're going to find all the amazing information that is required or that is needed for you to move to your next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll be launching the WISE brief, WISE. Each letter stands for something. And so there'll be different news type articles that I'll be doing. Plus, you can just Google my name. There's numbers of articles that I've had out since last year related to AI safety. Each of those articles that you'll find online related to AI for our children and whatnot, you can read some of those. There's various news platforms that have been picking up my articles as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Krystylle. It's more than a pleasure having you on today's global book launch and AI in 60 minutes series. Thank you so much. As we bring today's launch to a close, I want to quickly ask Dr. Krystylle that what do you have for those who are watching right now? Probably just a word of advice for them that will keep them going as they go to Amazon to get their copy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. So the word of advice I would say is to go to my site and contact me so that you can be invited to a free webinar on AI safety and financial protection. We all want to make money, right? So we all should also want to keep it as safe as possible. I don't care if it's just $5 you have in your pocket, or $2, or 5 million, or 50,000. Like, you should want to protect what you have, as well as learn how to have where you can multiply it, because you can use AI to help you multiply it safely as well as ethically. So my advice is, don't fear AI, fear uncontrolled AI.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so for everyone that is watching us, please, I want to log on to www.amazon and get your copy of AI in 60 minutes series. And there is still more of this series to come. So please just stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do feel free to share and ask every other person to be part of our next launch again that is coming your way from Dr. Krystylle Richardson. And also, please log on to www.krystylerichardson.com so you can get all the things that you need to move to your next level. So thank you so much for joining us. Blessings from Dr. Sam and Dr. Krystylle Richardson. Bye for now.